This old highway's getting longer.
If I ask a question that's really awkward, we'll just use the safe word gritty. Just say gritty, and then I'll just move on.
We use
Hey,
quagmire.
While he's talking, can I be going, gritty, gritty?
The whole time.
The whole time.
Like, we're in trouble.
Tomorrow night. Nice.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
I hope he ain't wearing them skinny jeans. Hey, is he wearing them skinny jeans? Hey, was Luke
You're
wearing them skinny
kidding me.
jeans?
Past 2 weeks, no one's been home.
And we need to do something about that.
Yeah.
You know, the studies show that if the dad of the family hunts, it's 50-50 if the kids are going to. Kids nowadays are so involved in other activities. But if the mom hunts, the kids are going to hunt.
The white line's getting longer, and the saddle's getting cold. I'm much too young to feel this damn old. All the cards are on the table.
Pours a little bit of that burden, and because that burden is all U.S. citizens, it's all of our burdens.
Yeah.
That freedom isn't free.
All right. I don't know if I remember the rest of the words.
Let's not.
All right, here we go. We're going back to the chorus.
Okay.
And the white line's getting longer, and the saddle.
But just be positive in your life. Every crowd I'm looking at right there, there's somebody there who is a natural leader.
Yeah.
Are they going to be a positive leader or a negative leader?
On the table, but no waste left in the hole. I'm much too young to feel this damn old. Lord, I'm much too young to feel this damn old.
Dude,
All right.
Aaron
Nice.
sold it.
Oh, we should do one more.
All right. What do you got?
I,
Whoa.
Yeah,
I mean, he's really taking over the stage here.
No,
This is a side of Aaron I've never seen
I know.
before.
He's like, well, can I get a fog machine, please?
Hello, all right. You're listening to the Gritty Bowman, home of gritty bow hunting films, interviews, tall tales, and a wee bit of manly boasting.
I'm South Cox, and you're listening to The Gritty Bowman.
On this episode of Gritty Bowman, Aaron Snyder and I hang out with Cameron Haynes at the ATA show in Kentucky. Prior to this event, I had never met Cameron Haynes. I've read his books, I've watched his blacktail films and some of his hunts with Eastmans. I've seen him and South Cox chase high country mule deer. I've seen him hunt giant brown bear with his dear friend Roy Roth. I've watched Cameron stalk Cape buffalo in Australia, and on and on. And of course, I've seen Cameron's social media game, which is pretty strong. But I've never met the guy. I've heard things and I've seen things. I can't help but admire his drive and passion for fitness, and his love of the outdoors and of the bow hunting life. But I had never actually sat down and talked to him. And much like my first meeting with Aaron Snyder, I found Cameron to be a super cool dude. Easy to talk to, genuine, and funny. Much like my own hunting buddies. I was able to hit the local CrossFit gym in Kentucky with Cameron thanks to our mutual friend Dan Staton, owner of Elk Shape. Dan led a room full of hunters from the ATA show and a great team workout. Cameron was in his element. He loves fitness, and it was obvious. After the workout, Cameron took a group of us out to breakfast, and there we laughed and swapped hunting stories, and I couldn't help but think how it felt just like elk camp with my own buddies. At the end, Cameron paid the bill, and I walked away from the experience thinking, I just like hunters. They're cool people. And there is an instant brotherhood among us as long as we are able to keep our massive egos in check and be positive.
If you like the show, please go to our website at grittybowman.com and subscribe to this podcast and tell your mates and pals about us. Do us a favour and please take a moment to leave us a rating or a review on iTunes or on our YouTube channel. Send your questions and podcast ideas to grittybowman@gmail.com. If you're listening to this on iTunes, you can see the video version of this podcast on our website at www.grittybowman.com.
Okay.
All right, folks, welcome to the Gritty Bowman podcast. I'm here with Cameron Haynes and Aaron Snyder, and just going to take a few minutes to visit with you guys. We haven't really prepared for this at all like I normally do. I just grabbed Cameron because he was willing to come on here last minute. I appreciate that.
Thank you. No problem. Thanks for the chance.
So you were saying you like the ATA show.
Yeah.
And why?
because you know, I can walk down an aisle here and there's people either I know or have looked up to for years, or have hunted with, or you know, I've worked with in some capacity. You know, just being in the industry, it's just like just a bunch of friends here. It feels like.
Yeah. Yeah, I've not been to any of these shows before, so this has been new, and I've had a chance to interview a ton of people today, meet them for the first time.
Yeah.
I don't watch a lot of hunting TV or any of that kind of stuff, so it's kind of new.
Yeah.
Like
No, it's
super
great.
friendly.
Yeah.
Which I
Yep.
didn't expect. So you've been doing this for a really long time, and I've got some questions for you.
All right.
Well, what has been the most rewarding part of what you do?
Influencing people, making a positive impact. You know, what I always say is make a positive impact. If that's not just on yourself or on your family or on, you know, not everybody can influence the whole world, right? I mean, I'm not saying I do, but just be positive in your life. And you're not going to influence the world maybe, but you can influence your family at the very least, you know, or your loved ones. And so there's a saying that every crowd has a king, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like every crowd I'm looking at right there, there's somebody there who is a natural leader. Yeah. Are they going to be a positive leader or a negative leader? You know, and I'm looking right here, I see a bunch of positive people. So that's what I try to be. I want to be positive, and that's why I like this show, or I like this opportunity I've given, because I can kind of control my message and keep it positive. So that's what I'm thankful for.
That seems to be what, Aaron.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I originally, when I had mentioned about Cameron coming on here, you know, in the spirit of full candor, I had made an occasional beast mode, smart ass comment at one point in time or another. But as my name has gotten bigger, I have kind of learned through, not necessarily your eyes, I'm a relative pissant. It's a cool position to be in, but it can suck from haters, right? There's a lot of good people in this industry. And I had ran into Cam down the hallway, and we were talking, and I said, you know, how do you deal with that? Because I'm a very confrontational, kind of a violent person. I think violence can handle almost anything.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to back off of that and just let it. And you're experiencing it, Brian, for the first time. He hasn't got the hate emails. He's getting them now.
Yeah.
I'm getting the hate emails.
Welcome to the family.
They're flowing in. You know, it's a new experience for me, Cameron.
Well, how much did that bug you? Because I kind of wanted to talk, going through all this as your name gets bigger, you have more people that follow you, but you also have more people that hate you, no matter how much. Because I got into it with a guy on a forum recently about you, where I had just mentioned he's a physical freak. He, you know, obviously you influence a lot of people for fitness to get in shape, kill a lot of stuff. So what's the negative side other than your own tiny little pecker or your own mental issues?
Yeah.
How much is that? Have you built up a shield?
Yeah.
And what have you done to kind of combat that?
You know, it's really easy to sit here and say, well, just focus on the positive, and, you know, 99% of what I get is positive, and you just got to ignore the 1%. But the fact of the matter is instead of focusing on the all positive, the 99, you focus on the 1. And I can't sit here and say that I can ignore all the hate that I get. You know, it's not a lot. But, I mean, I remember what every person has ever said negative about me, including you with no shirt on, flexing. But
I think I said I saw your nipples more than my wife's, is what I said.
Something like that. So,
it's true, though.
But what I've done, because, you know, at the end of the day, here's the deal. I mean, I'm not one, I don't hold grudges. I trust people. I trust every person here is a positive person who's if I treat them right, they're going to treat me right. That's not always the case. But I can't let that jade me. I can't let that change me and say, that guy is probably out to get me and that guy's out to get me. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So, people might have talked crap about me before. I'm not going to hate them forever. I'm just not going to forget it. But by and large, everybody is here to be positive.
Yeah.
You know, and what I get is so overwhelmingly positive. I've had so many walking down the halls, and so many pictures with people who say, hey, I follow your YouTube, I follow your Instagram, I've lost 102 pounds, and so
Dude,
that's it.
you were huge. You had a huge influence on me, and I had your book, Backcountry Bow Hunting, read it cover to cover, and then
you.
I kept saying, Cameron said this and Cameron said that to my hunting buddies.
Yeah.
And that just really bugged the crap out of them. And they started calling me Cameron Haynes. Hey, Cameron, come over here. We're da-da-da.
Yeah.
But the truth is, it got me outdoors. It got me hiking. It got me going deeper. We went to the Eagle Caps and hunted
Awesome.
deep in, 12 miles, and it was insane.
Yeah.
But those things I wouldn't have done without that influence.
Yeah.
And so that to me is that was a big deal for me. And to me, that kind of can make up for, and I'm hoping as I do the Gritty Bowman stuff, that as I do that when the hate mail comes in, I still get so much positive emails and stuff all the time that says, hey, this is what makes it worth it.
Right. It is. And this, I've been in Aaron's position before too, because, and starting off in this business, basically I came from nothing, and my dream was to be a writer. So I would look at whoever, and I'll just say it. I'll look at Chuck Adams and I'll be like, I could do that too. The only reason why he can do that is because he gets more opportunity. And so I was a guy who I was a hater,
right?
And I would say, I would ignore all the work he'd put in to get to earn those opportunities, and I was just a small town guy who was just kind of bitter that nobody would listen to me. And I wanted to write an article, and I wrote, I wrote an article for Bowhunter magazine, sent it in. They sent it back and said, not good enough. I'd write for something else. They sent it back and say, yeah, all you're talking about is that you killed a big buck.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is what the story's about. It was a pretty awesome hunt. I wanted to share it.
Yeah.
They say, well, you need to teach our readers something. And I was just like, it was just really hard to try to figure out how it all worked. And so I was a little jealous of people who had already made it. And so I get it. I mean, I get I can't sit here and say, I can't believe you could just hate on somebody, because I did. I was like that.
Yeah.
But eventually you learn how it works, and you learn, I don't know.
It's just
a lot
of
life
work
lessons.
went into that.
It's you're young guys are just like that kind of.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's easier for me to, like, when that happens, being in the shoes where I'm getting a little hate stuff, I can. Now I'm I'm more sensitive about what I say about someone else.
Right.
Like before, I might say something about an individual without really thinking about it, especially on social media. Like, oh, that was lame. That video was not that good. Now I stop and go, someone put a lot of work into that.
Yeah.
They put themselves out there. At least they're doing something. They're trying. And
Exactly.
I pull back a lot, and I'm like, because I've been here now where I'm much more sensitive to what I say.
Well, I have to say, pretty much what you said pretty much hits the nail on the head. For example, I used to talk crap about Kevin Wilkie at Hoyt, not in a negative, because he never returned my phone calls. And I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to help you out. But then I got put into a position with Kafaru, and I don't return anybody's phone calls. I don't have time. And then so now I look back, and I was like, hey, Kevin, you know what? I have mentioned a couple times that you have not called me back, and you're kind of a Beckerwood.
Yeah.
I'd like to apologize about that, because I'm learning now firsthand. And the same thing where, as you said, going up in the industry, where 5 years ago or 4 years ago, I'm like, beast mode, whatever. And then now I'm like, took a lot of work for him to get there. I think I'll just shut up. Because you learn pretty quickly, like, okay, he's there for a reason, whatever, at whatever level.
Yeah.
And it is literally amazing to me on a daily basis where you can hate that much. Now, there are people, we've talked about one earlier, I would pound into the ground like a picket if I could get away with it. I can't, so I just complained to Cameron and Brian about him, and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Have a little love, Aaron.
Well, I think he would agree, no names mentioned. He may deserve a conk in the head.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, you can give the people the benefit of the doubt, but there are just some bad people out there. And that's just the reality of the world we live in. There's people who are going to be bitter, that are going to be jealous, and maybe they are great hunters, and maybe for whatever reason they didn't get the opportunity for maybe because of their personality, probably if the truth was known. And so I mean, you're just not everybody's going to be on your side.
Yeah,
I mean, there's people. You can, I don't know. People talk crap about anyone. So.
Well, I love what you've done for the industry. I love seeing you work out.
You're with your shirt off. I may have made I think what it was, I remember somebody asked me about you on a forum, and I said, yeah, he's a stud, but he could put his shirt on. I'm seeing his nipples more than my wife's.
Yeah.
I believe is what I said, but that's also my sense of humor.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, something like that.
Nah, but I mean, like I said, Aaron's a good guy. I can see, how many people can I see here? 50 people. Guarantee every person out that I'm looking at right now is a good person.
Yeah.
And so that's why I like the ATA show.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm having a blast, dude.
It's I feel lucky to be here. People people say, "Oh, you got to do this, you got to do that." I said, "Yeah, I got to, but I also get to."
Yeah.
I'm invited to this thing. People pay me to come to this. I feel like the lucky one. I mean, I'm bow hunting's #1 fan is what I've always felt like. And, so I'm grateful to be here and to be sitting here with you guys and to meet these new people at Mountain Ops. And, I see new faces I've just met today, and I'm grateful.
Yeah. Would you change anything? Do anything different?
God, if I have a flaw in this industry, I guess I've been pretty tunnel visioned. Luckily, I've kept my jobs. I've never been fired because of hunting, but bow hunting has consumed me, and I've been gone a lot. I mean, I don't know. I've always kind of justified where, it's as much as you want to say, well, it's what I love, and it is what I love. It's also work, and so I get compensated for that. So I justify it to myself that I'm away from my family right now. Like, what is this, Tuesday?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be at home tonight.
Yeah.
So some people would say, well, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Or you say, would you change anything? And you can always say, well, I was away a lot. I was hunting a lot. I was at shows a lot. Would I like to have been home more? Yeah. But would I be a different person if I didn't have this? Yeah. I mean, because my drive and my drive to be the best bow hunter I can be is who I am.
Yeah.
So you take that away, I'm home, but
you're not the same
but
man.
Who am I?
Yeah.
I don't have an identity.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can't say that I'd change anything. I mean,
it's not that black
I
and
don't
white.
know. It's not. It's really hard. It's just kind of, this is who I am. So I've made mistakes. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I can't say that I'd really change anything.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, thank you, Cameron. I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, buddy. Really appreciate it.
Aaron, I'm not going to shake your hand.
Yeah.
Okay, Gritty friends, I hope you enjoyed that podcast. If you did, please take a moment to leave us a review on iTunes, Podbean, or Stitcher. We love reading your reviews. And connect with us on social media if you're on there. Look us up on Facebook and Instagram, and take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can receive notifications when we upload new videos. We've got a sweet deal with Mountain Ops. You get 20% off on all Mountain Ops supplements, combo packs, and apparel when you type in the word gritty at checkout. If you're a hardcore elk hunter, or you want to be, go to the Elk 101 website online and check them out. Our friend Corey Jacobson is killing it with some of the best elk hunting information and entertainment on the web. If you haven't heard, we're doing a huge gear giveaway to try and grow and expand the gritty community on Facebook and Instagram. I asked a bunch of friends to pitch in on this gear giveaway, and they all came through with some awesome stuff. Our friends at Kafaru, Rockslide, First Light, Phelps Game Calls, One Shot Gear, Mountain Ops, Triple X Archery, Blacktail Outdoors, and Is It September Yet are pitching in some sweet gear for the giveaway. We'll announce all the details in the next few weeks. All you have to do to be entered to win is like our Gritty Bowman Facebook page and follow us on Instagram. All right, friends, let me leave you with one other quote from Theodore Roosevelt, who said, "It behooves every man to remember that the work of the critic is of altogether secondary importance, and that, in the end, progress is accomplished by the man who does things." We all have a choice. We can be people who do things or people who criticize the work of others. It's pretty simple, really. Get out there and do your thing. Good luck on your hunts and stay gritty.
This is Ty Stubblefield, and you're listening to the Gritty Bowman.
Gritty Bowman.